we're going to look at independent versus dependent probability. So we talked about that a little bit. So independent means they said to replace it. So replacing means if I have these blocks and I take away a green, I'm going to put the green back in the box. Okay, so replacing means don't do anything different. Solve it like we normally have. So we're going to use these blocks to answer the questions. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so probability of a Y, so that's going to be yellow. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then greens, I have 1, 2, 3. And again, two different events, two different fractions. So we're going to multiply tops, multiply the bottoms, and then simplify. So I can divide it by 5, and we get 3 over 20. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the dependent as we go along, so you can kind of see the difference. So it's the same numbers, well, kind of the same numbers. So probability of a yellow will be 5 out of 10. So replacing it means, since they asked me to draw yellow, I'm going to cover up my yellow. So now I'm going to count how many blocks do I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes. And then out of those 9, how many are green? 1, 2, 3. So if you notice, there's a different number on the bottom, and then the top number did not change. So we're going to multiply. So 5 times 3 is 15. 10 times 9 is 90. I can divide it by 5, which is 3. 90 into 5 is 18. And then I'm going to divide that by 3, which is 1/6. Okay, so the next one, we have probability of P replacing Y. So again, replacing means nothing happens, nothing changes. So I have probability of a purple is going to be 2 out of 10. And then probability of getting a yellow is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 out of 10. So again, we're going to multiply. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times 10 is 100. I'm going to divide this by 10, and we get 1/10. Okay, so P do not replace Y. So again, first fraction, probability of purple is 2 out of 10. So since I drew a purple, I'm going to cover up purple. So how many boxes do I have left? I have 9. And out of those 9, how many are yellow? Well, there's still 5. So I'm going to have 5 over 9. And then we're going to multiply. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times 9 is 90. So I'm going to divide that by 10. I'm just going to mark off the zeros, which gives us 1/9. So this next one's going to be a little bit different because we've got green and green. So for green, we have 3 out of 10. And then again, replacing means put it back so nothing's changing. So I'm going to have 3 out of 10 again. So 3 times 3 is 9. 10 times 10 is 100. We cannot simplify that. All right, so this is where it's going to get a little bit different than we've done with these top 4. So probability of a green is still 3 out of 10. So when I replace it, do not replace means I'm going to take away a green. Okay, so again, when I take it away, I have 9 boxes. Well, out of the 9 boxes, how many are green? Well, I took 1 away, so instead of having 3, I'm now going to have 2 that are green. So I have 2 over 9 instead of 3 over 9, like I did the other, or 3 over 10. I took away from both numbers, which is fine because that's going to happen. So 3 times 2 is 6. 10 times 9 is 90. So I can divide this by 6, which is going to be 1 over 15. So let's look at another one that's kind of like this one with the do not replace green and green. So probability of yellow. So yellow, we have 5 out of 10. Replacing it means put it back. So we still have 5 out of 10. So 5 times 5 is 25. 10 times 10 is 100. And that's going to simplify by 25, which is 1/4. So Y do not replace Y. Okay, so again, yellow would be 5 out of 10. So again, yellow, so I'm taking away yellow. I have 9 in all. But this time, since I took away a yellow, I now have 4 yellows. So it's going to be 4 out of 9. So 5 times 4 is 20. 10 times 9 is 90. Drop a 0, we get 2/9. Okay, so again, purple replace purple. So out of purple, there are 2 purples, so 2 out of 10. Replacing again means put the purple that we drew out back in. So we're going to multiply. 2 times 2 is 4. 10 times 10 is 100. Divide it by 4, and we get 1 over 25. Okay, so P, do not replace P. So again, first one will be 2 out of 10. So I'm going to pull it back at the top. So I'm going to take away the purple that I drew. I now have 9 boxes in all. Out of the 9, I don't know how many are still going to be purple. 1. So I'm going to have 1 out of 9. So 2 times 1 is 2. 10 times 9 is 9. I can divide that by 2, which is 1 over 45. Okay, so let's look what happens when we have more than 2 events. We haven't done that yet. So what's the probability of drawing yellow 3 times in a row and replacing it each time? So we're going to have 3 fractions this time. So we're doing yellow, so 5 out of 10 for one event, 5 out of 10 for the second event, 5 out of 10 for the third event. Okay, so we're going to multiply. 5 times 5 times 5. So 5 times 5 is 25, times 5 is 125. 10 times 10 is 100, times 10 is 1,000. I can divide this by 125. I'm just going to speeden up time, which turns into 1/8. So what is the probability of drawing a yellow 3 times in a row without replacing it? So each time I'm going to take away yellow. Well, for the first fraction, it will be 5 out of 10. Okay, so I'm going to take away yellow. I now have 4 yellows remaining out of 9 for my second fraction. Oops, sorry. But I'm going to do it another time. So I'm going to take away another yellow. And this time I have 3 yellows remaining out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 3 out of 8. So I'm going to multiply 5 times 4 times 3. So 5 times 4 is 20, times 3 is 60. 10 times 9 is 90, times 8 is 720. I'm going to mark out a 0. I can divide by 6, and I get 1/12. Okay, so what's the probability of drawing purple 3 times? So purple is 2 out of 10, times 2 out of 10, times 2 out of 10. And again, we're putting the purple back each time. So 2 times 2 times 2, 2 times 2 is 4 is 8, 10 times 10 is 100, which would be 1,000. Divide this by 8, which is 1 over 125. And then for this last one, so a purple, we have 2 out of 10. So I'm going to take away purple. I now have 1 out of 9. Okay, we're doing it 3 times. So if I take away both purples, how many purples do I have left? I don't have any. That's 0. So I'm going to have 0 on top out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 0 out of 8. And when I multiply, 2 times 1 times 0 is 0. And that's going to be the answer. It's impossible. I can't get 3 purples when I only have 2 purples. All right, so your homework assignment is going to be a review of everything that we just did.